Hey everybody, this is a tutorial video. This is my second video. Notice the new HD camera, a little better quality than the last time. This is my second video, first tutorial, talking about upgrading to the newly released Vault 3.0. So this tutorial is going to walk you through upgrading from the previous Vault version 2.4.4 or any prior version to that, or doing a fresh install. So whatever your use case is, if you're new to Bullion or you're just upgrading from our previous build, this tutorial can assist you with that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first thing we're going to do is close our existing vault, allow it to shut down. Now that that's completed, what we want to do is we want to go to our Windows search bar. This is the bottom left of your screen. Type in %appdata, %. So the percent sign, APPDATA, and the percent sign. Again, this is for Windows. Here's what we get. Now I'm going to go to my Bullion folder. I'm going to grab my wallet, my peers. So the wallet has my funds, my transactions. My funds are attached in the wallet here. So that's my Bullion. That's my existing Bullion. I don't want to lose this wallet.dat. That is basically my Bullion account. That is the substance of my vault, the financial substance of my vault. The peers is just for connectivity to the network. So those are established peers that I have from running my old vault. I don't want to lose those. So I'm going to copy that over and install those into the new vault build. Now, a good way to do this that I like, it's good to periodically back up your files, your wallet. So what I'm going to do here is create a new folder, and I will name it CBX Backup. And put a date on it, 06/14/2018, so June 14th, 2018. Put my wallet, my peers in there, and we'll go back to the Bullion folder and we'll delete that out. Okay, that's gone. We'll close. All right, now we are ready to download. So let's go to the internet. All right, here we are. Let's see if I can get this to fit a little better. Okay, so we're going to go to https bullion.1 / okay. Here's the Bullion website. Probably do a video going over this in the future, but for right now, pretty straightforward. So you got all your different tabs here. We're going to go to the downloads. And so here's the different downloads. We're going to do, again, we're doing Windows, so download for Windows. Here you got what do you want to do with Bullion 3.0 Windows 64 setup, exe, and we want to run it. Now we're running a security scan. We're going to wait for that to complete. Here you'll see you have your other downloads as well for Mac users, Linux. Source, this links you to the source on GitHub, our open source coding for the project. Here is a download for the proof of stake participation white paper. And here's a download for a Bullion promotional doc. It's a one-pager. I'll go over those in future videos as well. All right, Windows protected your PC, Defender, Smart Screen, prevent unrecognized apps. So with it being a new app, you get this security warning. So I'm going to go to more info and run anyway. Okay, do you want to allow this app from an unknown publisher to make changes to device? Yes. Okay, and now this Welcome to Bullion Setup window pops up. Setup will guide you through the installation of Bullion. Recommended that you close all other applications before starting setup. This will make it possible to update your relevant system files without having to reboot your computer. Click Next to continue. Okay, set up with Install Bullion in the following folder. To install to a different folder, click Browse and select another folder. So this is a good place. This is where I download. I always download my operating system for Bullion, the Vault software. Personal preference, whatever you want to do, you can browse and put it wherever you want. Create a new folder. I'm going to keep it there. That's just easiest for me at this point because I'm used to it. Accessibility, select the Start Menu folder, in which I don't want any of that, but again, that's a user preference, so if you want to, by all means, go right ahead. Completed, so we're going to go next. Completed Bullion setup. Bullion has been installed on your computer. Click Finish to close setup. Now you see the box here is checked for Run Bullion, so it's going to close and it's going to start running. You can uncheck that if you want, but we're doing the install. We want to follow it through to actually getting the blockchain downloaded and synced. So we're going to click Finish. Read these prompts. It's important. Welcome to the Bullion Vault. As this is the first time the program is launched, you can choose where Bullion Vault will store data. Bullion Vault will download and store a copy of the Bullion blockchain. At least 2 gigabytes of data will be stored in this directory, and it will grow over time. The wallet will also be stored in this directory. So we can use the default directory, or we can use a custom directory, which we designed. I'm going to stick with the default. And then with our old wallet file, we can import it right now. So import wallet file, you would click this, browse, and then we have to find it, which is on our desktop in the folder we created earlier. Back up. There it is, wallet. Down here is open and close. So if I hit open, there it's got the wallet.dat. It's going to import it automatically for me. And then we also have this download and apply most recent blockchain snapshot. So Bullion, this is right now, I'm recording this June 14th, 2018. Bullion was launched in June also, but of 2013. So we got 5 years of transactions that are stored in the blockchain. The blockchain is essentially just a ledger, a shared ledger that all of the participants on the network download and keep. So once something is on the ledger and everybody agrees on it, that's when it's signed off. It becomes a block and it moves to the history, and then the next block is generated. So that's how the blockchain works as far as locking in what historically has occurred, making it history and moving on. So the history cannot be changed. You are just dealing with the present. Once everybody has agreed upon it, it's put behind us and we move on. Kind of like life. you got your history, you got things that happen in life, and you move on to the present, and you can't go back and change the past. Unless you have a time machine, of course, but I don't know anybody who does. So anyway, we have here the download the most recent blockchain snapshot. So essentially what that is it takes a snapshot of that history, and rather than us going through that history transaction by transaction and syncing our new vault, what it does is it takes that snapshot, which has compressed a large segment of that history, and gives that to us, and then we just have to sync the remaining part. So this blockchain is about 9 days old at this point, the snapshot that's coming in. So once it is applied here, we'll just have to sync for the last 9 days, as opposed to waiting for a 5-year sync, which can take some time. So this is going to take us about a half hour with my slow internet speed, as opposed to, I'm not sure how long the whole five day, I'm not even going to test it, but it takes a lot longer, believe me. So we want to select this and leave that selected. That's going to save us a lot of time on setup. And then we can automatically import the wallet file here. If you don't have a wallet file, just don't check this, and it's going to create a new wallet file for you. Let's see, one other thing I want to mention about the blockchain is that Bullion has blocks every 65 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and click OK here while I'm talking. Every 65 seconds on average, so 5 years of 65-second blocks. It's a lot of blocks that we have to sync through. Now, Bitcoin, in comparison, has blocks every 10 minutes. So a block is where a transaction will be processed. So there's 10 blocks of Bullion to every one of Bitcoin. So our speed of transactions and confirmations and moving funds around for sales or just transfers, exchange from exchanges to your vault, vault to exchanges, is going to be quicker than Bitcoin by about 10x. All right, so I'm going to minimize this and see what's going on here. Okay, and this pops up here, the splash screen pops up. So Vault 3.0.0, that's the current version, the new release from the 12th, 2 days ago. Logo, Bullion, the digital precious metal, and here you see downloading the blockchain snapshot, 2% so far. Let's see, we got the timepiece is cut off right down here, but it's 6:50 a.m. on the 14th. We're about 2% in. So we're going to give this about 30 minutes to download. So I'm assuming about 7:20 or so. We'll be back online, 7:25. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video for now, and I will jump back on once this downloading is complete or just about complete, and we'll pick up from there. So speaking of time machines, we're about to take one to the future. All right, back to the future. 7:30. So it took 40 minutes to get to this point. Basically, it finished downloading and jumped into this rescan process, which you'll see down here. This is pretty quick. So rescanning at 11%. We're just going to wait for this to complete. I just wanted you to see this so you understand what's happening with your vault when you're doing this. Okay, the rescan has taken a little longer than it did last night when I did the test run. The test run, I did not import my old wallet. That is the reason this is taking a little longer. So it's 7:40 right now, so we're right about 50 minutes since we started the install. So about 3% left on the rescan, 2%, so we're almost done. So yeah, you're probably going to be closer to the 30 minutes with a new install, and then if you're importing a wallet, it looks like add on another 20 minutes or so. So anyway, it's a lot faster than without the bootstrap. So here we are, rescan 99% and 100%. Now we're loading addresses. Done loading. And of course it pops up in the other screen. I got a 2-screen setup here, but okay, so here we are, the vault, Bullion Vault wallet. You see down here, it's synchronizing with the network, 9 days behind. So the bootstrap got us to up pretty much the whole first 5 years, just 9 days of syncing left. So this should go pretty quickly. Let me just walk you through some of the stuff. You'll see there's numbers jumping around here right now. What that is it's just going through these it's processing through the transactions of the last 8 days now. And numbers are jumping around here too. This I have blacked out, but it has the available balance. It's showing the immature balance. That is what was staking. Actually, I'll go over this when everything's loaded and synced. But right now, these numbers are jumping around a bit just because it's going through that period of time. So it's reflecting what was occurring 8 days ago. Once it syncs up, it'll be showing the current stuff. Down here, we have CBX. That's the ticker symbol for Bullion. Here, we see that the wallet is encrypted and currently locked. I will talk more about that. Here, staking is not active, so it's kind of grayish color. When staking is active, that's going to turn green. When the wallet's unlocked, this lock will open. And then here we have our connections. Right now we have 2 connections to the Bullion network. And here we have, catching up, processed 2,428,595 blocks of transaction history. Last received block was generated 7 days ago. Transactions after this will not yet be visible. So it's still processing through. So almost 2.5 million blocks have occurred in the 5 years. So yeah, I guess that's about how many minutes are in 5 years, if you're curious. So we're going to let this finish syncing. Once this is done syncing, I will jump back on here and run over a couple other things. But we have the wallet loaded now. Okay, we're fully synced now. And what we want to do is either encrypt or unlock our encryption. This is already encrypted, which means password protected. So if you go to the settings here and you see encrypt wallet, it's grayed out because I'm already encrypted. Now, if you were not encrypted, you would click this button and it's going to prompt you to create a password, just like you create a password for anything else. And then once you've created the password and saved, then it's going to shut down and you will reboot it, and you'll have to use your password in order to send Bullion anywhere or to stake. Since it's already password protected, I'm going to go ahead and unlock. And here it prompts me to ask for the password. I'm not going to tell you what my password is. All right, so here you see this for staking only box. So I'm unlocking just for staking. So I don't want to unlock this to send Bullion anywhere. I just want my Bullion to stake and earn interest for me. So I can leave this running now safely with this box checked, and it's going to continue to stake my Bullion as long as this vault is running, and I'm going to earn my interest earnings on my holdings of Bullion, which right now with proof of stake participation is going to be in the 6 to 8 percentile range on an annual basis. Now, again, this is a 2% annual inflation coin, so that's 6 to 8% return on investment for proof of stake participation, POSP staking, is 3 to 4 times higher than the inflation rate of the coin. So quite a great return on investment there. Go ahead and click OK here. Okay, and now as we get to it, it's going to start to stake my coins, and then we're going to have staking analysis popping up here where it's going to give the annual yield percentage, stake interval, so on and so forth. So we're going to let that go. We're up to 3 connections now. Okay, so now I would like to show you something. What I'm going to do is go to, essentially what I want to do is create the desktop icon here. So whenever you want to close down the vault and restart it, you'll have an icon on the desktop. It's preferable for me, but it's to the individual, to the individual's preference. So if you do want that on your desktop, what you would do is you would go to your File Explorer. It's our File Explorer. We go to Windows C, Program Files, and you'll see that our setup has installed a folder titled Bullion. Open that up, and this is the launch. This is the button for launching the Bullion QT. So I'm going to take that, drag it to the desktop. I've got a space for it right there. Continue, and there it is. So we have that on the desktop now. So whenever I shut this down, I'm easily able to double click here and relaunch it. Now you'll see here the annual yield 7%, stake interval 260 seconds. So we have a 7% annual yield occurring right now based on our projections of what's going on with the network. So that 2% inflation is spread amongst only the participants, active participants in the network. Those who are not participating are forfeiting their potential earnings to those who are staking. So instead of just getting a 2% return, which is what it would be if everybody was staking at once all of the coins, we're getting 6.7%, really in the 6 to 8% return range, because that portion of the majority share of the network is not staking. There's about 30 to 40% of the network that's actively staking. 60 to 70% of the network is not. So that 60 to 70% of the network is forfeiting their potential earnings to me and whoever else is staking right now. So definitely stake. You'll see here we have good connections now, good connectivity. Let's see, we have 12 active connections. It's great. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to stop there for right now, and we'll pick this up later.